Morning? Well, very late morning, day 20, and it was just raining off and on all night, and into the morning it rained quite hard. I was up very early, but I wasn't getting up in that because not only was it raining, it was really cold, and the clothes that I needed to put on to get going were wet. My wet socks and wet shoes. The bottom of my pants were wet. So I hadn't quite worked out how I was going to deal with that. My campsite is over there. Very lovely. The others made it out in the rain. Got an early start. And could possibly be at the hut. But I finally figured out a way to stay warm and bundle up and have some dry feet until I needed to do the rest and get my stuff going. By the time I actually made my coffee, because I wanted something warm to drink, actually I saw some blue sky. And it only drizzled off and on since then, so it made getting ready a lot easier. But yes, a very late start. But I'm only going to Rose's hut today, so I'll be there in time for dinner. And yeah, I'll see you on the trail. Hello. I'm inside of my tent. Day 20. It rained off and on all night, and it really started to rain this morning early. I had plenty of sleep, plenty of rest. I could have easily been gone by now if it weren't such crappy weather. My lunch spot. I got here, it's just under 5 kilometers and took me a good 2 hours just to get this far. It was slow going back there, as I mentioned, and I'm glad I didn't do that part when it was raining or even more wet. Parts of it were dry, parts of it were still wet. And now, you can't tell, but it goes what looks like vertical straight up from here. Hence the quick break for fuel. Drink some water. The saddle, Rose's saddle, is 3 kilometers from here, straight up. And then it's 2.5 down to the hut. High water route is to the left in the photo, and as I showed below, low water route to the right. One does gain height quite quickly. So far it hasn't actually been vertical like in the bottom. It's been very steep up. So far there's switch backs of some form, which is sort of unheard of in New Zealand. Yes, so far this part is much nicer underfoot, easier walking than that high water route. And as I said, I can practically look to the side and keep stepping, which usually I won't do. And it hasn't been hard to find. So I'll definitely take the up with the easy walking. The easier walking is good. Let's just hope it holds. Rose's saddle. I made it. It took me just about 2 hours, maybe a little less. So I was hoping for a K an hour average, which would have been 3 hours. But no, it looks like I managed 1.5 Ks. And the switchbacks totally petered out at some point. And it got really steep. And it was very steep and slow. But then this last stretch coming here to the saddle was practically flat. That sort of compensated a bit. And I saw so many skinks on the track. Skinks are little lizards, I think they call them that, skinks. And yeah, just running all over the track. I don't know when they come out, so I can't try to film one. I saw a little baby one that I watched for a little while. So kind of neat. And apparently the saddle or the huts on the other side, which I still haven't looked over. This isn't the way down, but I can see the hut, I believe, down there. I'm here at Rose's hut. Very nice hut. And it's good to be here. I had a good day today. It was a short day. It took me about 5 hours and 20 minutes and it was only 10 kilometers. And the first 5 were the hardest, as I mentioned before, with that sort of crazy high water track. But yeah, I'm glad I waited for the nicer weather and I could enjoy the vistas and seeing the little skinks and just once I got into the nice part of the track and enjoy it for what it was. So that's really nice. And I've heard from somebody coming southbound that tomorrow there are 2 up and downs to get to the next hut. And it includes some sort of side saddling and marshy or buggy bits. So it also, I think the track times for going that way are not the 5 to 6 hours in the notes, but more like 6 to 7 or 7 to 8, can't remember. So I did hear that Simon was he did make it here last night and he was just moving on to the next hut. So there's a good chance that I'll just go to the next hut. I've got enough food so I can do that. And I will see you later.